Welcome to part 4 of the video series on human resource management. In the earlier parts, we have tried to define HR. We have tried to find out what the best companies in the world are doing in terms of HR, what are the benefits that they're giving to their employees. And we have, in the last video, tried to find out what is the evolution curve of HR, how HR as a function has grown inside a company, how it has changed over the years because of the changing nature of work, because of the changing nature of the employees who are coming to work. Now, if you find out, we have tried to also compare in the earlier video how personal management as a function is varying as is differing with the present human resource management. Now, if you look at it on an overall, there has been a paradigm change. You look at the inverted pyramid. Earlier, most of the functions that the HR function used to do were administrative in nature, the personal function. They had to look after the salary, the hiring, the training, and all these things. These are routine jobs, these are mundane jobs, these are administrative jobs. And because of the amount of technology that is entering, because of the automation of many of the processes, the administration jobs are now getting easier because of technology. One click of the button and you can send the salaries of all your 15,000, 2 lakh, 10 lakh employees. So it is getting easier. Administrative portion is getting easier, and now HR is majorly focused on the strategic part of it. The HR concept of today is more strategic. It is 60% strategic. So they are now, HR managers are now involved with the CEO of the company, the senior management of the company, in creating a new goal, in creating a new vision, and ensuring that the employees and the organization on an overall reach and meet the goals that the companies have set forth for. So that is a paradigm change in overall, great amount of biggest change that has happened in the work of a human resource management. Now, what are the various objectives of human resource management? On a personal front, the first objective that they have is towards the employees. They have to ensure that the employees' personal objectives are met. The employee enters an organization so that he can grow in his life. He can grow in terms of salary, he can grow in terms of a individual in the society, and he can contribute more to the society and to the organization. And the human resource manager has to ensure that the personal objectives of that particular manager is met, of that particular employee is met. Second become the functional objectives of the human resource management is basically to perform all the desired activities that a human resource manager has to perform in terms of hiring, in terms of acquiring, in terms of retaining, in terms of training, in terms of performance appraisal, in terms of any kind of dispute grievance settlement. So these are the functional objectives that the human resource management has to function, has to perform. Then there are organizational objectives. The HRM, the human resource manager, has to ensure that the goals of the organization, if the company has set a goal to produce a particular amount of production, to reach a particular profit level, to grow its employees to a particular level, the human resource management has to ensure that the organizational objectives are also being met. Apart from that, human resource management also has to ensure that the societal objectives of equity, so that everybody is getting equal amount of salary, is being met, that everybody is being treated fairly is being met, that the laws of the land are being obeyed inside the company. The HR manager has to ensure that on a societal level all those things are being followed in a proper way. Now, the other objectives of the HRM might include help the organization attains the goals effectively, utilize the available human resource effectively, ensure that employees' job satisfaction is met, and they are able to self-actualize. They are able to become good and greater in their lives is what the HRM has to ensure as an objective. They have to ensure, they have to develop and maintain the quality of work life. They have to ensure that quality work is being done. They have to ensure that people maintain and the company maintains ethical policies and behavior. And they have to also ensure and maintain cordial relations between the employee and management. Any particular time an employee is against the management, they have to ensure that they bring those two parties together and make them understand that they are working for a common goal. If one wins, the other wins automatically. So these are the various objectives with which the HRM function has been defined. Now, the importance of HRM, we are dealing it at a very, very later stage in the presentation, but try to understand this is very, very important. The Importance of HRM is that it can attract and retain talent, and talent, I told you, can make or break a company. It is the reason, talent is the reason why a Google becomes a Google, and a company keeps on dying because of not having proper focus on talent. Importance of HRM is also because it can train and develop people. It can get the best out of people by motivating them, satisfying them, engaging them, and getting the best out of them. It can HRM can also increase the productivity and profits of your company. It can improve the job satisfaction, the way people look at their work. It can improve that, and it can also ensure that you are doing social welfare activities and you are following all the fair labor practices. Now, what are the various functions of HRM? Functions of HRM can be divided into three parts majorly. One is managerial functions, which any manager has to function, because we talk about human resource management. They have to perform the functions of a manager, like planning, organizing, directing and controlling, PODC model of that we would have discussed earlier. Then we have operative functions of the particular HRM, which will include acquisition, training, development, motivation, maintenance, remuneration, working condition, personal records, industrial relations, and separation. These are the operative functions which on a daily basis these HR managers have to perform. Then comes the advisory functions, which is the strategic HR part of the concept, where they have to advise and they have to give their consultancy advice to top management and the department heads. The top management would require HR help in understanding what is that they need to be doing so that the employees perform more. The department heads also need to understand how to motivate their employees and how to get the work done from the employees. So these are the various functions of human resource management on an overall basis. Now, if you want to become an HR manager, what are the skills that you must be having? We have seen that HR manager has to deal with a lot of things, and therefore you have to be multitasking. You have to have the concept of recruitment and hiring. You have to have very good communication skills. You have to have negotiation. You should be a problem solver. You should be able to manage conflict if it arises inside of the company. You have to find out the best compensation and benefits plan from across the world and try to implement that inside of your company. You have to be very good at evaluating a particular person. You should be good at training and development. You should be able to deal with the gray part of any kind of problem. If a problem arises, you should be able to deal with it. You should be having the perfect organizational skills. You should be ethical and discreet. You should be following your moral values. You should have a dual focus on morality and also the business. You have to take both of them together. You have to ensure that you are able to understand change yourself, and you are able to change the employees of the organization also, because change is a constant. The organizations are changing and the work is changing, and if people do not change, the organizations can go into dust. Therefore, you have to be ensuring that you are a change agent, a good change agent. Now, you have to also ensure that you have business insight. You understand the business properly. Only when you understand business properly, you can contribute as a good HR manager. You have to understand others. You have to have empathy. You have to understand people. You should be fair enough. You should be dedicated to your work. You should have a strategic orientation. You should be trying to help the organization achieve the goal. You should be team people. You should be a team player, and you should always be updating yourself. These are some of the skills that if you have inside of you, you can become a great HR manager. Moving on, what are the various roles of an HR manager? First one is the conscience role. He has to ensure, the HR manager has to ensure that whatever laws are there, whatever is right for the employees is being implemented inside the company. It has to ensure that the organization is morally right, is value based right, is ethically right in whatever it is dealing. That is the role of a conscience. Then the HR manager has to be a good counselor. Anytime a problem arises inside of an employee's life, they have to counsel the employees. They have to ensure that he gets the best advice and the employee returns back and gives amazing amount of returns to the company. So that is the job of a counselor. Now, HR manager also has to perform the role of a mediator. He has to ensure that any times there is a friction between the employees and the employer, he has to mediate and try to solve the problem then and there. HR managers are also good spokesperson. They have to represent the company at various forums. They have to get quality talent from various places, they have to get the best talent, and apart from that they have to give their best version of their company, the best form of their company, the best presentation about their company at various forums, and they have to be a spokesperson. HR managers have to be problem solvers. If a problem arises inside a company between employees or between the employee and the employer, they have to solve that particular problem. And last but not the least, HR managers have to be change agents inside the company. Change agents are those people who implement the change inside the company, because one needs to change. In the earlier slide I had discussed that the world is changing politically, economically, socially, traditionally, technically, legally. All these things are changing. The world is constantly changing, and the HR managers have to ensure that whatever change is happening inside the company needs to be in a proper way, in a proper direction, so that everybody wins at the end. Now this video is again getting longer. We'll be halting over here, and we'll be discussing it in the next part of the video. Stay with me and watch that particular